it was an epic film to make because it took over 2 years, you know, and it was actually, you're never quite sure whether you were doing something for part 1 or part 2 at one point.
Yeah, no, that's something that I remember asking us, where was the split? They were saying, when did you finish number 1 and start number 2? It's like, well, to me it was just kind of one big production, and they were going to choose the split wherever they thought was most apt. So yeah, it was a good solid nearly 2 years of filming, back and forth, in and out. Obviously Daniel, Rupert and Emma doing the majority of it, but us being available throughout it, it was a long time. It was definitely the longest time that we waited before actually seeing any of it. Deathly Hallows 2 was out, probably a good 2.5 years after we started filming it, so it was very cool to finally watch it.
It's exciting when you go to see it at the premiere. I mean, I think we're all fans as well as being in it. I think the thing as an actor, you certainly see the first time you watch is the bits that aren't there. The bit, hang on, they cut that bit out. You sort of notice all of that stuff first. So it's hard to kind of, and then you have to see it again really to then just take full enjoyment from it. I think it's always amazing, you know, the spectacle of the whole thing. I think you don't ever get a sense of that when you're filming it because it always feels quite intimate. But once you watch it on the screen, you realise that these huge wide shots that establish everything, and then it's lovely to see what shoots out the end of your wand as well. Do you know what I mean? That you didn't see on the day. You think, well, that's pretty. You know what I mean? I made that big shield. Didn't even know. So.
It is very rewarding when you do the spells. Obviously, nothing happens, and they make it look rather marvellous at the end of it. Make it look like you're very, very talented. So yeah. Time to know some spells, guys.
Well, I love Wingardium Leviosa. Just to be able to levitate would be useful for me to reach the kitchen worktop, make a sandwich,
and it is your spell as well. Right?
It's my spell. So
one of the first spells to ever grace the kids of Hogwarts.
And it became useful throughout their school life, didn't it? There's a Wingardium Leviosa.
The magic bag where you can shove everything in.
Magic bag.
I need that. That'd be great.
Purse would be pretty special.
My wife's handbag is like that. Everything is in it. It's
just the size of it. I like a bit of Expelliarmus. Not that I really want to disarm people. It's not a day-to-day problem I have, but it's a nice sounding.
My son uses that spell, but he goes, "Smelly armpits." That's what he says. That's what he uses.
That's what he keeps saying to me. I wonder what it was. That's what it is.
He's just making a comment on your personal hygiene.
Yeah, fair enough.